teaching collaboration. A delegation from Auburn University visited Bengaluru City University for academic collaboration. An academic collaboration with Alva College District Cluster University, United Kingdom was signed to enable students exchange program. Bengaluru City University has also collaborated with Infosys to use their software springboard to accelerate digital skills. The university has collaborated with National Stock Exchange for skill enhancement course in financial education and investment awareness and mass comm to teach digital fluency. The university is committed to bring about the holistic development of the students. Seminars, conferences are organized to expose the students to the best of academic and industrial experts. Job fairs and educational fairs are arranged for the benefit of the students. Sporting events such as annual intercollegiate athletic meet, interdepartment annual sports meet are held regularly. Our students regularly participate in many sporting championships held across the country, such as Khelo India University Games and All India Inter-University competitions. They have been winning medals in hockey, gymnastics, and shooting competitions. The National Service Scheme aims to instill a sense of social responsibility, community engagement, and active citizenship among our youth. Our NSS volunteers engage in many community service activities and participate in National Integration Camp. The university promotes student engagement in cultural and extracurricular activities. It regularly hosts events such as national festivals and awareness programs to foster a sense of unity and inclusivity. Through these initiatives, the university aims to address various challenges faced by Bengaluru City by providing a collaborative university.
But work up. Okay. Good morning to all, ladies and gentlemen. May I now invite our esteemed dignitaries to kindly join us on the dais as we begin today's symposium and literary fest dedicated to Victor Hugo. A very good morning and a warm welcome to all present at this highly anticipated event, which marks a milestone in our 40th year celebration series. Today is truly special. Our Founder-Chairperson, Dr. SumanVenkatesh, will be unveiling her insightful new book, Victor Hugo and Hindu Philosophy, Reflections of the Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads in his poetry and philosophy. A work that traverses the depths of connections between the French literary icon and Indian thought traditions. Our current chairperson will be honored with the prestigious Palme Académique Award from the French government, an extraordinary recognition within the national order. The Palme Académique stands as one of France's highest merit awarded for exceptional achievements and dedicated service in the field of academics. We also take this occasion to pay tribute to all our chairpersons for their unwavering guidance, support, and affection towards the department.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ನಗರ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ಜಾಗತಿಕ ಭಾಷಾ ಕೇಂದ್ರವು ಆಯೋಜಿಸಿರುವ ವಿಚಾರಣಾ ಸಂಕಿರಣ ಹಾಗೂ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯೋತ್ಸವಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಆತ್ಮೀಯವಾದ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಜಾಗತಿಕ ಭಾಷೆಗಳ ಕೇಂದ್ರವು ತನ್ನ 40ನೇ ವರ್ಷದ ಸಂಭ್ರಮ ಆಚರಣೆಯ ಪ್ರಯುಕ್ತ ಸರಣಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಆಯೋಜಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಇಂದಿನ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ವಿಶೇಷ ಏನೆಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ವಿಶೇಷ ಆಕರ್ಷಣೆ ಇದೆ. ಸುಮಾರು 3 ದಶಕಗಳಿಗೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಭಾಷಾ ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮತ್ತು ಸಂಶೋಧನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಡಗಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿರುವ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ JyothiVenkatesh ಅವರಿಗೆ ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಪಾಮ್ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ ಎಂಬ ಬಿರುದನ್ನು ಪ್ರದಾನ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ವಿಶೇಷತೆ ಏನೆಂದರೆ ವಿದೇಶಿ ಭಾಷೆಗಳ ವಿಭಾಗದ ಸಂಸ್ಥಾಪಕರಾದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸುಮನ್ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಹೊಸ ಕೃತಿ ವಿಕ್ಟರ್ ಹೂಗೋ ಮತ್ತು ಹಿಂದೂ ತತ್ವಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಅನಾವರಣಗೊಳಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ. ಇದು ಈ 2 ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ವಿಶೇಷತೆ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮೊದಲು ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಭಾಷಣದೊಂದಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭಿಸೋಣ. ನಾನು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ JyothiVenkatesh, ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕರು ಜಾಗತಿಕ ಭಾಷಾ ಕೇಂದ್ರ, ಸಭೆಯನ್ನು ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೇನೆ.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Good morning et bonjour à tous. On the occasion of the 40th year of inception of our department, first known as the Department of French under Bangalore University, and in the last 40 years it is now has been evolved into a center for global languages with more than 14 foreign languages being taught at various levels and under Bengaluru City University. This year has marked various events to mark the 40th anniversary of our department, and this is one of the important milestone event that we are organizing today. Since French was the first language introduced in our department, so we thought it would be the most appropriate to have a symposium and a literary fest on one of the world famous French literary writer, author, poet, dramatist, and a very well-known personality, that is Mr. Victor Hugo. On this occasion, as already informed by our team of teachers, 2 events mark the program in a big way. One is the launch or the release of the book by our founder chairman, written by our founder chairman, Dr. Suman Venkatesh, on Victor Hugo and his influence on Hinduism. Secondly is the order, Chevalier in the order of academic palms being conferred on me, which I am going to humbly accept. But it is something I was not expecting, but it has come, and I am really humbly accept it with all my dignity and all my love. Of course, we are also having a literary fest where we had some competition based on Victor Hugo's poetry and literary works. There is also going to be a small play on Victor Hugo's play called Ernani, and also the prize distributions. However, the other highlight of this program would also be the honoring of our past chairmen of the department who have made what we are today, starting with Dr. SumanVenkatesh, Dr. Vimla Ramarao, Dr. Bhuvana Maheshwari, then Dr. Ireshi, then Dr. Jeevan Kumar, and of course, I am today in charge of the department. So we have some of our past chairmen with us today, and that is the event we are all looking forward to, where we'll be honoring them and we'll be listening to their experience as chairmen of our department. So firstly, I would like to welcome our dignitaries on the dais today who have made time to be with us on this auspicious program. First of all, our chief guest, Monsieur Marc Lamy, the Consul General of France in Bengaluru, who has made time to be with us despite his extremely busy schedule, and we are really grateful. Monsieur, je vous remercie de tout mon cœur pour votre présence ici aujourd'hui. Monsieur Lamy joined the Ministry of Europe and Foreign Affairs in 1989, and he has held various positions both in France and abroad before his appointment in Bengaluru as the Consul General of France. Mr. Lamy, born in 1961, is married and is a father of 2 children. He holds a master's and a bachelor's degree in French literature and linguistics. Since September 2nd, 2024, Mr. Lamy is the Consul General of France in Bengaluru. The jurisdiction covers the states of Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana, with a bureau in Hyderabad. Sir, I heartily welcome you to this event. I request our Vice-Chancellor, Madam, to welcome sir. I take this opportunity to welcome Professor K.R Jalaja, Madam, our Vice-Chancellor, acting of Bengaluru City University, who has agreed to preside over this function today. Madam is the Dean and also the Senior Professor of Commerce and Management of the University, and now the in-charge Vice-Chancellor, and under her, the Center for Global Languages has found the support and the guidance that we always require. Madam, I wish you a hearty welcome. Our guests of honor for today, Dr. Jean-Marc Dépierre, Director, Alliance Française de Bangalore, made time to be with us today. Sir, I heartily welcome you to this program. Mr. Thomas Chaumont, Attaché for Cooperation in French Language, South India, has been a big support and has always been, the one I contact first for anything required regarding French and our university events or collaborations. Sir, I heartily welcome you to the program. Monsieur Antoine Guimet, Attaché for Scientific and Academic Cooperation, Bengaluru, has also recently taken charge at the consulate in Bengaluru. I also welcome him very heartily to the program. Of course, it is with a great privilege and lot of fondness that I welcome my Guru, the Founder-Chairperson of the Department of Foreign Languages and the author of the book Victor Hugo and Hinduism, Dr. SumanVenkatesh, who has come all the way from New York to be with us on this occasion. Ma'am, a very hearty welcome to you. I would also like to welcome Father Assisi, who is our syndicate member, who is with us today, and he has been a great support for all our endeavors. Sir, I heartily welcome to you the program. In their absentia, I would like to welcome our special invitees, Mr. Naveen Joseph, Registrar Administration, Bengaluru City University, Professor B. Ramesh, Registrar Evaluation, Bengaluru City University, and Mrs. VijayalakshmiM.V, Finance Officer, Bengaluru City University. I also take privilege to welcome our former chairmen, Professor Ileshi, Professor Jeevan Kumar, you are here with their better halves. I heartily welcome you both to the program, sir. I also take this opportunity to welcome our Dean of Science, Professor Cheta Madam, who has made time to be with us today. Hearty welcome to you, sir, Madam. I would also like to welcome Professor Hari Prasad, recently retired Professor of Chemistry and Dean of Science. Sir, thank you for your presence. We are really endeared. I also like to welcome Professor Chudamani Nandagopal, who has come to be with us on this auspicious occasion. Madam, heartily welcome to you. I would also like to welcome the family of Madam Suman, especially her daughter and her nieces who are here. Priya, who has come all the way from New York. Hearty welcome to you all. Thank you so much. I would also like to welcome my mother, who never comes out anywhere, but today she has made an exception to be with Ma. Thank you so much for coming. I would like to heartily welcome my brother Ramesh, my sister-in-law Rupa, my sister-in-law Nandini, my co-sister Shailaja, my brother-in-law Srinivas, my daughter-in-law's parents and her brother and her grandpa who are there. But most of all, I would like to welcome my husband, my pillar of strength, my big support, who is here today to support me in this endeavor. I also welcome my dear son, Shrikant, my daughter-in-law, Sushmita, and my young grandson, Keshav. Thank you all for being here. I also like to welcome all the past students, the past teachers, the present teachers, and all the students who are here today. And of course, I also welcome our friends from the media and all those who are covering this program. I welcome you all once again to this event. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for such a warm and gracious welcome. A very heartfelt welcome to you as well to this momentous occasion, ma'am. To set the stage aglow with the light of knowledge, let us now light the ceremonial lamp, a timeless symbol of wisdom dispelling darkness and ignorance. As we perform the sacred ritual, let us reflect on a profound quote by the legendary poet Victor Hugo. Apprendre à lire, c'est allumer du feu. Toute syllabe épelée étincelle. To learn to read is to light a fire. Every syllable that is spelled out is a spark.
ಗಣ್ಯರು ದೀಪ ಬೆಳಗಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ.
Thank you, dignitaries. This morning, we are gathered here to unveil a landmark publication authored by Dr. SumanVenkatesh, our distinguished founder-chairperson. The book, Victor Hugo and Hindu Philosophy, Reflections of the Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads in his poetry and philosophy. This remarkable work, published under the esteemed banner of Sahiti Publications, Bengaluru, is both a literary and philosophical journey, an exploration of the universal search for truth and the self across cultures and centuries. The cover design of the book is by Mr. Yashas Chandra. The research undertaken to bring this insightful book to us by Dr. SumanVenkatesh is a remarkable journey in itself. Bearing witness to this extraordinary endeavor, we are honored to have a testimonial from Monsieur Jean-Baptiste Hugo, the great grandson of Victor Hugo, who has been an integral part of this journey.
ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಶಬ್ದವಾಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ವಿನಂತಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಮಾತನಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಈಗ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸುಮನ್ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ ಅವರು ಹೊಸ ಕೃತಿ ವಿಕ್ಟರ್ ಹೂಗೋ ಮತ್ತು ಹಿಂದೂ ತತ್ವಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಅನಾವರಣಗೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಈ ಕೃತಿ ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯದ ದಿಗ್ಗಜ ವಿಕ್ಟರ್ ಹೂಗೋ ಅವರ ಚಿಂತನೆಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಭಾರತೀಯ ತತ್ವಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಸಂಪ್ರದಾಯಗಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಹೋಲಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ವಿಶ್ಲೇಷಿಸಿರುವ ಮಹತ್ವದ ಗ್ರಂಥವಾಗಿದೆ. ಈ ಪುಸ್ತಕದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ವಿಡಿಯೋವನ್ನು ಈಗ ಅವರು ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ ಪುಸ್ತಕದ ಅನಾವರಣಗೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ.
Monsieur Marc Lamy, Consul général de France, Bengaluru, Professor Jalaja, Vice-Chancellor, Bangalore City University, ladies and gentlemen, dear students, dear friends, I wish to express my deepest regrets for not being able to attend the Symposium and Literary Festival on Victor Hugo. I have been very much looking forward to joining you at this event ever since Dr. SumanVenkatesh mentioned it to me. Victor Hugo and Hindu philosophy has been the subject of many of my transatlantic conversations since we first met in New York in 2018. And I praise Dr. SumanVenkatesh for her determination to get the book published. I'm also extremely pleased with the decision of Bengaluru City University to organize a symposium and literary festival for the launch of a book. It demonstrates the significance of his paper's message regarding the impact of Hindu philosophy on the poetry of Victor Hugo. I do believe nothing is more important in these troubled times than helping humans to reconnect with Brahman, with the One, indeed with the God of Victor Hugo. This issue was raised in a speech my ancestor gave to the National Assembly in 1848 over the Ministry of Education's budget. This is what he said. A deep moral affliction is troubling and tormenting us. This moral affliction is nothing but an excess of material leanings. The huge mistake of our times has been to bend and to warp the spirit of men towards material possessions, and thus detract them from religious and intellectual well-being. One must, gentlemen, redress this evil. One must elevate the spirit of man. One must, and it is indeed the great and special mission of the Ministry of Education, one must raise the spirit of man, turn it towards God, towards consciousness, towards beauty, justice, and truth, towards selflessness. It is then, and only then, that you will find man at peace with himself, and therefore at peace with society. Every day, more voices are warning us of a looming climate collapse, or indeed, this disastrous process has already begun, and therefore of the urgency to address our destructive lifestyle. There are also, on the contrary, many voices strongly denying the responsibility of human activity for the climate crisis. To replace the self-centered pursuit of power and wealth with a profound veneration of life would surely help us to face with greater compassion and fraternity the alarming consequences affecting all who inhabit the earth. By means of such a spiritual transformation, we might also inspire the young generation to build a new society and save humanity, insofar as this is still possible. A book such as Victor Hugo and Hindu philosophy, which connects Hindu wisdom and Victor Hugo's poetic vision, can be a powerful tool for the awakening of consciousness in both the East and the West.
Now, I warmly invite our esteemed dignitaries to kindly come forward and unveil this remarkable publication. Victor Hugo and Hindu Philosophy, Reflections of the Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads in his Poetry and Philosophy, authored by Dr. SumanVenkatesh. A meticulous researched work, a landmark contribution that explores the fascinating cross-culture dialogues between the profound literary genius of Victor Hugo and the rich philosophical traditions of Hinduism. The book not only enriches our understanding of global literacy, but philosophical currents, but also opens new avenues for intercultural appreciation and academic discourse. It is a testament to enduring scholarship and the spirit of bridging cultures through knowledge.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸುಮನ್ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ ಅವರ ಹೊಸ ಕೃತಿ ವಿಕ್ಟರ್ ಹುಗೋ ಮತ್ತು ಹಿಂದೂ ತತ್ವಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಅನಾವರಣಗೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಕೃತಿ ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯದ ದಿಗ್ಗಜ ವಿಕ್ಟರ್ ಹ್ಯೂಗೋ ಅವರ ಚಿಂತನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಭಾರತೀಯ ತತ್ವಶಾಸ್ತ್ರದ ಸಂಪ್ರದಾಯಗಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ಹೋಲಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಿ ವಿಶ್ಲೇಷಿಸಿರುವ ಒಂದು ಮಹತ್ವದ ಗ್ರಂಥವಾಗಿದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆಯ ಮೂಲಕ ಈ ಗ್ರಂಥ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆಯನ್ನು ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿಸ್ತೀನಿ.
Thank you, dignitaries. Thank you all. Following in the footsteps of her teacher and carrying forward her legacy to even greater heights is Dr. SumanVenkatesh's dear student and our living inspiration, Dr. JyothiVenkatesh. With her warm smile, kind words, dedicated work ethics and unwavering spirit, she has been a driving force in leading our department forward. In recognition of her outstanding dedication to academics, education, and her remarkable efforts in spreading the French language and culture on Indian soil, the French government has honored Dr. JyothiVenkatesh with the prestigious Palme Academic Distinguished Honor. This honor is conferred by the French Republic to individuals who have made significant contributions to the academics and to the promotion of French culture worldwide. It stands as a testament to her exemplary scholarship and commitment to cultural exchange. May I request our chief guest, Monsieur Marc Lamy, Consul Général de France, Bengaluru, to address the gathering and bestow the award to Dr. JyothiVenkatesh.
Eh bien, bonjour à toutes et à tous. Rassurez-vous, je ne vais pas faire mon discours en français, mais je voulais quand même au moins vous dire quelques mots en français. J'espère qu'il y a parmi vous beaucoup de gens qui parlent français. Qui est-ce qui parle français ici ou qui apprend le français? Levez la main. Les étudiants? Non, pas trop. Bon, au moins, il y a quelques francophones. Chère Madame Dr. JyothiVenkatesh, dear Madam Vice-Chancellor Professor K.R Jalaja, dear Dr. SumanVenkatesh, dear Mr. Registrar Naveen Joseph A, dear esteemed dignitaries and colleagues, bonjour and good morning everyone. Allow me first to express my heartfelt gratitude to all dignitaries of the Bengaluru City University for their warm welcome. I'm very grateful to be able to hold this ceremony in this prestigious university. It is a great honor to address you on this solemn occasion as we gather to recognize the outstanding contributions of Madame JyothiVenkatesh for the promotion of the French language and culture. Today, by bestowing her the distinction of the Ordre des Palmes Académiques, we pay tribute to her exemplary career and her unwavering dedication to education. Allow me also to start with a famous verse from Victor Hugo, as I understand our gathering today is very much placed under the auspices of this great writer. So in French, chaque enfant qu'on enseigne est un homme qu'on gagne. Every child we educate is a man we gain. This verse may be appropriate to give a glimpse of your lifelong journey dedicated to education. A journey of 3 decades of teaching and research, dedicated to the French language and dedicated to your students, a journey which has been, to quote the motto of the Bangalore City University, boundless. From the very beginning, you were, if I may say so, a child of the Francophonie. Daughter of a diplomat, you've joined a local French school in Brussels, Belgium, early in your life. What began as a challenge soon became a lifelong calling. Brilliant studies led you to become the very first doctoral awardee in French from Bangalore University in 2004, under the guidance of your guru, Madame Dr. SumanVenkatesh, which I'm sure is very moved to be here with us today as well. You played a pioneering role in advancing French studies in Karnataka by notably introducing the BA French program that successfully ran for more than 25 years and publishing numerous French language learning books. Your contribution to the French language also entails the translation of several Kannada short stories and of 430 vachanas of Basavana into French and various literary anthologies, contributed significantly to intercultural literary exchanges. Under your leadership as Dean of the Faculty of Arts, the Center for Global Languages of the Bengaluru City University has expanded to offer programs in no less than 14 different foreign languages, benefiting thousands of students. Suffice it to say that you are currently a guide for 5 PhD students to demonstrate that the new generation of researchers on French language and literature in India relies heavily on your daily dedication. Through your tireless dedication, pioneering vision, and deep love for French language and culture, you continue to inspire generations of students, educators, and scholars. Your journey stands as a testament to the power of passion, perseverance, and purpose in transforming not only institutions, but also countless lives today. Today, as we bestow upon you this award, we recognize not only your excellence as a teacher, as an academic, and as a researcher, but also your profound contribution to the promotion of the French language and culture. This honor, a token of the French Republic's gratitude, is a tribute to your perseverance, your creativity, and to your career, which has embodied the very spirit of this order. Madame JyothiVenkatesh. C'est avec un immense plaisir que je vous invite aujourd'hui à rejoindre une communauté prestigieuse d'hommes et de femmes dédiés au service du savoir et de l'éducation. C'est avec un tout aussi immense plaisir que, par décision du Premier ministre de la République française, je vous élève au rang de chevalier dans l'ordre des Palmes académiques.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್, ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಶೆವಿಲಿಯರ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ ಪಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ ಎಂಬ ಬಿರುದು ಪ್ರದಾನ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದೆ. 3 ದಶಕಗಳಿಗೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಾಲ ಬೋಧನೆ ಮತ್ತು ಸಂಶೋಧನೆಗೆ ತಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿರುವ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ ಕೇವಲ ಒಬ್ಬ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕಿ ಮಾತ್ರವಲ್ಲ, ಆಡಳಿತಗಾರರಾಗಿ, ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರಾಗಿ, ಡೀನರಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಜಾಗತಿಕ ಭಾಷೆಗಳ ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕರಾಗಿ ನಿಜವಾದ ಅರ್ಥದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಸಾಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಕ ರಾಯಭಾರಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ದೆಹಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜನಿಸಿ ಬೆಲ್ಜಿಯಂನ ಬ್ರಸೆಲ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆಯುವಾಗ ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಭಾಷೆ ಸಹಜವಾಗಿಯೇ ಅವರ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಭಾವ ಬೀರುತ್ತದೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಅವರು ಜೀವನ ಪರ್ಯಂತರದ ದಾರಿಯನ್ನಾಗಿ ರೂಪಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಭಾಷೆ. ಮುಂಬೈ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದಿಂದ BA ಹಾಗೂ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದಿಂದ MA ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಥಮ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಪಡೆದು ಅವರು 2004ರಲ್ಲಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸುಮನ್ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ ಅವರ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನದಲ್ಲಿ PhDಯನ್ನು ಗಳಿಸುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರೇಟ್ ಪಡೆದವರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲಿಗರಾಗ್ತಾರೆ. ತಮ್ಮ ವೃತ್ತಿ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಮತ್ತು ಫ್ರಾಂಕೋಫೋನ್ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ, ಭಾಷಾಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಮತ್ತು ಅನುವಾದ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಸ್ಸೀಮವಾದ ಪರಿಶ್ರಮ ಪಡುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಅಧ್ಯಯನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊಸ ದಾರಿ ತೆರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಪರಿಚಯಿಸಿದ ಅನೇಕ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಥಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ BA ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್, B.Ed ಕೋರ್ಸ್, ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಮತ್ತು ದೂರ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣದ ಮೂಲಕ 25 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ನಡೆಸಿದ MA ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಉಲ್ಲೇಖನೀಯ. ಇಂದು ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು PG ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾವರೆಗೂ ಹಲವಾರು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಅವರ ನೇತೃತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಿಂದ ಫ್ರೆಂಚಿಗೆ ಸಣ್ಣ ಕಥೆಗಳನ್ನು ಅನುವಾದ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮತ್ತು ಬಸವಣ್ಣನವರ 430 ವಚನಗಳನ್ನು ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಭಾಷೆಗೆ ಅನುವಾದ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದು ಕೇವಲ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ವಿನಿಮಯವಲ್ಲ, ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ಸೇತುವೆಯಾಗಿದೆ. ಇವರ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನದಲ್ಲಿ 5 PhD ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಸಂಶೋಧನೆ ನಡೆಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಡಾಕ್ಟರೇಟ್ ಪೂರ್ಣಗೊಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮುಂದಿನ ಪೀಳಿಗೆಗೆ ನೀಡಿದ ಬಲವಾದ ಶೈಕ್ಷಣಿಕ ಬುನಾದಿಗೆ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಹಲವಾರು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಮತ್ತು ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಬಂಧವನ್ನು ಮಂಡಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಂದು ಇವರ ಈ ಸೇವೆ ಮತ್ತು ಕೊಡುಗೆಗಾಗಿ ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಅವರನ್ನು ಪಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಬಿರುದನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಗೌರವಿಸುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಈ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿ ಕೇವಲ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳ ಸಾಧನೆ ಸಲ್ಲುವ ಗೌರವವಲ್ಲ, ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಭಾಷೆ ಮತ್ತು ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯನ್ನು ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆಸಿ ತ್ಯಾಗ, ಸಮರ್ಪಣೆ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರೇರಣೆಯ ಒಕ್ಕೂಟದ ಸಂಕೇತವಾಗಿದೆ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಜೀವನದ ಈ ವಿಶೇಷ ಕ್ಷಣಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. Thank you very much. ಪಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ ಬಿರುದು ಅನ್ನು ಪಡೆದಂಥ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ ತಮ್ಮ ಭಾವನೆಗಳನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ಹಂಚಿಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಮೇಡಮ್, ದಯಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅನಿಸಿಕೆಗಳು.
I had prepared a speech, but I think I would like to speak from my heart. Consul General Sir, Monsieur Lamy, Madam Jalaja, Madam, and all the dignitaries on the dais, my Guru, all the dignitaries of the dais, my family, teachers, students, all the officials of the university, thank you. Thank you for being here today on this momentous occasion of me receiving this rank of Chevalier from the French government, which is indeed something very overwhelming, but I accept humbly, and I promise that as far as I can, I will take my journey in promoting this beautiful language, French, and its culture even further in India, and especially in Bengaluru, in Karnataka, and especially through my institution, my university, the Bengaluru City University. A journey which started in Belgium, Le Plat Pays de Jacques Brel, where I was introduced to French, or rather the Francophone French, in a school, École de la Commune, École de la Bois de la Cambre, where I was very reluctant to join. I was very angry with my father at that point of time, because the other students from the embassy were going to the British school, the American school, and other schools. But I was here in this École de la Commune, not knowing a single word of French. But then, the journey was so interesting, because I learned as the language like the locals did, not as a foreign language. So that really brought in not just the language, but I learned about the people, their culture, their way of life. And at that young age, I was really impressed. And I must say that it really grew on me over a period of time. So from Le Plat Pays de Jacques Brel, I came to La France, Étoile de la Mer, Voici la lourde nappe de Charles Péguy, which really opened up further my journey with the French language, the culture, the people, the kind of, the food, the French food especially was very, very, very attractive. And of course, at that point of age, I was very young, but the French wine, the French cheese, everything was so culturally colored that it really made me feel that I should do something with French. So when I came back to India, I joined the University of Mumbai, Bombay University at that point of time, and I did my BA French, and we had some very wonderful teachers. But at this one incident I would like to mention, God bless her, Dr. Farzana, who was my first French teacher at BA University, and she would always say, Jyothi, today you take the class. And I suppose that was the point of time when I started taking classes for my own classmates. So perhaps the foundation for being a teacher of the French language was laid at that point itself. Then when I came to Bengaluru after my father's retirement, because we are basically from Bengaluru, but we never were in Bengaluru, because my father had his civil service journey always in New Delhi. And then, of course, we were in Belgium for quite a long time, almost 8 years. So when we came to Bengaluru, at that point of time, I was not aware that Bengaluru was having MA French program. So I was thinking of taking some other subject. But then the Vice-Chancellor of Bangalore City, Bangalore University, Dr. Shankar Narayan, was a good friend of my father, and he was like, what have you studied? I said, I have done BA French. So then he said, then why do you want to do something else? You take MA French. In those days, there was no internet, there was no mobile, there was no social media for us to see what courses were happening where. So, and the best part was Dr. Suman ma'am, who had just started the department, also lived in the same area where my parents were staying. So he said, he gave her address and he said, go and meet her. And that's how my journey with Bangalore University started way back in 1986. And And I would say that was the beginning, and the journey is still going on. So after my MA, MPhil and PhD in French under ma'am, I also had the good fortune to work under some very eminent professors as part of the department. So after ma'am took retirement in 2002, Dr. Vimla Rao and Dr. Bhuvana Maheshwari were in charge chairmen for one year. But after that came in a pioneer, Dr. Ireshi, who is with us today. For almost 10 years, he was instrumental in growing the department, and almost 10 languages were introduced under his chairmanship. And I also got a chance to learn a lot from him too. After that, the mantle went to Dr. Jeevan Kumar, who is with us here today, who further took forward the initiative and established the department in such a way that today where it stands. And it was my privilege to take charge from him in 2015. And I am happy to see that in the last 10 years, the department has grown in various ways, not just in academics, but also in the promotion of not just the French culture, but the culture of other languages too. We have a very important event, annual event called the International Language Fair, wherein we try to bring in the students an opportunity to experience their language and the culture of their country on stage. So we have various themes which make them understand the importance of learning the foreign language that they have chosen to pursue. So when I was informed by the earlier Consul General that I have been chosen for the rank of Chevalier, it was really very humbling. When foreign government gives you such a recognition, I mean, I don't have words to express that. That really shows. And I would like to add here that I never did it for any award or for any kind of recognition. It came from my heart, because I always believed, like as a child, the kind of culture that I had witnessed in those countries really stayed with me, and I always felt that my countrymen, my students should also experience that language, should experience that culture, should know about these people, because it is such, the amalgamation which really brings in world understanding and world peace. So which I feel today, in today's world, is very important, because communication is the only way which can either bring in peace or even destroy it, for that matter. Therefore, I once again would like to, je voudrais remercier Monsieur Lamy et la République française pour avoir reconnu ce petit travail que j'ai essayé de faire pour que mes étudiants comprennent la joie de connaître la langue française, la culture française, les gens de la France et tout sa patrimoine qui fait partie, et comment c'est intéressant, c'est important de connaître quelque chose qui est hors votre culture, mais quelque chose qui est nécessaire d'y connaître. Merci beaucoup encore une fois, et je suis vraiment honorée et je suis humblée par cette reconnaissance, et je vous remercie et je promets que je vais continuer mon travail de la promotion de la langue française et de la culture. Merci beaucoup.
Merci, Madame, pour vos mots. Thank you, Ma'am, for your heartfelt and a heartfelt congratulations. We who are under your wing are truly blessed to have a teacher and guiding light such as you. Dear ma'am, congratulations once again on the well-deserved reception of this prestigious award. May you continue to be the recipient of many more such honors and felicitations, inspiring all of us with your dedication, passion, and exemplary leadership. I would now like to request the esteemed members on the dais to kindly join us in honoring our chief guest, Monsieur Marc Lamy, Consul Général de France in Bengaluru.
ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ನಗರ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ಕುಲಸಚಿವರಾದ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಜಲಜಾ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷೀಯ ಭಾಷಣವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಐ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅವರ್ Vice-Chancellor to please render the presidential remarks.
Good morning, one and all present here. Respected Consul General of France, respected Founder-Chairperson of Department of Global Languages, or Center for Global Languages, the past presidents and chairpersons of the Department of Global Languages, the present chairperson, invitees, and dear students. It has been a great honor this day to felicitate Dr. JyothiVenkatesh in our university. We really are proud of Dr. JyothiVenkatesh's achievements and her recognition by the French government for all her contribution for the French language, literature, the culture, what she has carried both at Bangalore University and Bengaluru City University. Congratulations, madam, for your award. And as madam was expressing, language is very important, and it is the media of communication where we express our opinions, feelings, our desires, or whatever we want. It is communicated through language, and that is something which will facilitate us to understand the mankind. It happens throughout the world, and India is a country which has been well known for its diversity, cultural diversity, linguistic diversity also. We have been promoting many languages, and Indians by nature are such that we welcome everything. We are open for everything. We invite everyone. We get adjusted with everyone. We try to learn many things, and we are always eager to know new things. And that's how even today it is in the present day of globalization, where French language is being promoted among the youngsters, bringing it into the curriculum, promoting the language, allowing the students to pursue higher education, and that too at the doctoral level, and getting recognition worldwide. In the present day of globalization, where we have many multinational companies which are operating in India, providing a large number of job opportunities, and it is witnessed that by learning foreign languages, many students are getting the opportunity of easily entering into, say, jobs in India as well as abroad. They have that opportunity. And I'm very thankful for the Center of Global Languages and JyothiVenkatesh madam especially, and the past chairpersons of the department for promoting such a language and helping us to bring that into the curriculum and giving an opportunity for the students of other disciplines also to learn foreign languages. Today it's not only French which is being offered at Bengaluru City University. We do have Spanish, German, and Japanese languages also, which are very eagerly pursued by all our students in the form of open elective. And we are very thankful to Professor Irisi sir, because it was he who introduced the open elective language even before the new education policy of what is being preached today. We had this even before a decade plus, where the students were offered open languages and they were allowed to pursue foreign languages. This definitely has created a very good platform for all the students to enter foreign countries also. And it's a great opportunity, and with the program being witnessed today and the honor that has been given or offered to JyothiVenkatesh madam proves that anyone can do wonders. So it's not that you need to be in France to learn France or to make some achievements in French, but yeah, it's open for all. And this is applicable for the youngsters also. They have to take it in a very positive spirit and see how achievements could be done. And as the logo goes with, BCU always says, be boundless. So we need to be boundless, need to be open to learn everything, achieve anything. The doors are open here, there's a lot of information, and in the present day of Internet of Things, anything can be done at the place where we stand. So it's only up to us to utilize the opportunities and grow. So with these few words, I once again congratulate JyothiVenkatesh madam and all the chairmen of the Department of Center for Global Languages for promoting the global language and creating a platform at Bengaluru City University to invite the French consulate and get our faculty being honored here. Thank you also.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಮೇಡಮ್. ಸದಾ ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹವನ್ನು ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳಿಗೂ ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹ ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಲಪತಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಸುಜಾತಾ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ವಂದನಾರ್ಪಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿಸ್ತೀನಿ.
Bonjour à toutes et à tous. Good afternoon to all. It is a privilege for me to propose this vote of thanks on the occasion of the Symposium and Literary Fest on Victor Hugo. Firstly, we would like to thank Mr. Marc Lamy, Consul General of France, Bengaluru, for gracing the event as our chief guest. We also thank him for speaking on the occasion and conferring the Palm Academic Award. We thank Professor K.R Jalaja, Vice-Chancellor Acting, Bengaluru City University, for accepting to preside over this event despite her busy schedule. We thank Madam for delivering the presidential remarks. Her words were encouraging, appreciative, and motivating. We also thank her for her unwavering support to the Center for Global Languages. We would like to thank our guests of honor. We thank Mr. Jean-Marc Dépierre, Director of Alliance Française de Bangalore, for his continuous support and for accepting to be a part of this celebration. We thank Dr. SumanVenkatesh, Founder-Chairperson of the Department of Foreign Languages and author, for sharing with us the department's journey from its inception and its growth to becoming the center that we are proud to be a part of today. We thank Mr. Thomas Chaumont, Attaché for Cooperation in French Language, South India, for accepting to be a part of this event and for fostering cooperation and support for the center. We thank Mr. Antoine Guillemet, Attaché for Scientific and Academic Cooperation, Bengaluru, whose presence here today is a great encouragement for us to continue learning and to organize many more events and collaborations in the future. We would like to extend a warm thanks to our special invitees. We thank Mr. Naveen Joseph A, Registrar Administration, Bengaluru City University, for supporting our event in absentia. Professor B. Ramesh, Registrar Evaluation, Bengaluru City University, for his encouragement and solid support. Mrs. VijayalakshmiM.V, Finance Officer, Bengaluru City University, for her kind and assuring support. We would like to thank our past chairpersons, Dr. SumanVenkatesh, Dr. Vimala Ramarao, Dr. Bhuvana Maheshwari, in absentia, Dr. Iresi and Dr. Jeevan Kumar, for gracing the occasion. We thank the members of the syndicate, academic council, deans of faculty, chairpersons, teaching and non-teaching staff members for their kind presence. We wish to thank our dean and chairperson, Dr. JyothiVenkatesh, and we express our appreciation for her constant encouragement and support. We extend a heartfelt thanks to our alumni and past faculty of CGL and to the present faculty members and staff and students of CGL. A big thank you to all the enthusiastic participants of the Victor Hugo Literary Fest. We wish to thank Jean-Baptiste Hugo for encouraging our literary fest. We thank the publisher of the book, Victor Hugo and Hinduism, Sahiti Publishers. We thank the members of the press and the media for covering the event. We extend a special thanks to the Department of Mass Communication and Journalism for helping to create the film on the history of our department, for covering the event, and for the live streaming of the program. We thank the technical team for the audio-visual support. We thank the caterers for today's event, Sri Ganesha Darshini. We thank the staff of Gnana Jyoti Auditorium. Finally, we would like to close by saying your presence has made this event truly special. Thank you for being here, for listening, for engaging, and for keeping the spirit of Victor Hugo alive. Your presence has made this gathering warm, vibrant, and memorable. Merci. Thank you.
Now, we would be taking this stage and this moment to honor our past chairpersons. To have completed 40 years and still continue to grow is no small achievement for the Center for Global Languages. To all those responsible for this milestone, many congratulations. This warm message has been graciously sent to us by one of the department's well-wishers and esteemed alumni members, Ms. Ida Raj. As she truly pointed out, these 40 years represent a journey filled with cherished moments and proud achievements, despite the many hardships faced along the way. To commemorate this remarkable journey, we now present to you the memories of the founder-chairperson, Dr. SumanVenkatesh, followed by a short video capturing the history of the department. Let the memories roll.
Hello everyone. I'm very proud and happy to be part of this very important celebrations of the 40th anniversary of the Department of French as it started. We started this department in 1985 or maybe 1984, and then which was part of the English department. In 85 we got autonomy as the Department of French. The reasons are many why we started this department. First of all, having studied in Dharwad under the tutelage of Professor K.J. Mahale, who was a great inspiration, who had started the department there, inspired me, and he said, why don't you do something in Bangalore? At the same time, 10 years in the 70s, all of the 70s, having studied in France and in the United States, when I came back to Bangalore, it was a city which was growing. It was the time when Bangalore was on the map, was slowly coming on the world map, and that is when we felt that there was need to expose it further through the study of foreign languages. In the 82 or 83, I don't remember, the President of France, the then President of France, François Mitterrand, came to Bangalore, and the Governor and Monsieur Mitterrand, they both felt that more importance should be given to the study of French language. We also worked on the Indo-French relations, the historical Indo-French relations that existed during the time of Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan. All that gave me an idea that we could do something, though there were lots of hiccups, though there were a lot of obstacles, but we thankfully we managed to start it with the help of the French embassy. They were very supportive, and I was the only teacher, and I had 3 students, and to begin with, in a small little room in the main campus, but it was Providence or whatever. Then Jyothi joined, and her father was very supportive, and he wrote to the university saying that how can you have a department in one room. So that is when we were, of course, the university gave us a bigger block in PK block, and then we were also in the Raman Hall for some time. And now today we are a big department here. And the growth was slow but always very steady. The Italians came forward. The Italian ambassador, who was my guest, he said, I will be able to send you a teacher. Then Toyota came forward and they said they will send a teacher to teach Japanese. So slowly we were getting recognition and we were getting funding from different institutions, not depending only on the university to help the department grow. And we had a lot of collaborations with the French universities, which would come and where the professors would come and teach here. They would conduct workshops for us. Then my workshop with them in translation helped, because we could start a paper on translation, though initially we thought we'll make it a translation, MA in translation, but then my love for literature and, kept us going, literature and culture. There were a lot of cultural exchanges, and also being part of the Alliance Française, I was the president, so it helped me grow this department into what it is, initially what it was, and then I left it in the able hands of my dear JyothiVenkatesh, who, as I always say, I left a baby in her hands, and today it's an adult, full-fledged adult, capable of doing so many things and having recognition not only here but abroad. And I wish the department a lot of success, and I hope I'll come back for the 50th anniversary of the department. Thank you.
It's the late 1980s. As Bangalore embraced the early waves of modernization, a clear demand for foreign language expertise emerged. Recognizing this need and sparked by an inspiring dinner table conversation with French delegates, the Department of French took root in 1985 under Bangalore University, with the unveiling of the MA French course with 3 pioneering students. This bold initiative marked a defining moment and set a new benchmark for the city's cultural and academic landscape. Today, the department has evolved into Center for Global Languages and stands at the forefront, offering instructions in over 14 foreign languages, from basic conversation classes to the PhD level, empowering and enriching countless learners each year. It all began with the visionary foresight of our Founder-Chairperson, Dr. SumanVenkatesh. Through her resilient leadership, the department firmly took root. Since then, a succession of committed leaders has brought the department to new heights. After Dr. SumanVenkatesh's dedicated stewardship from 1985 to 2002, Dr. Vimala Rama Rao served as in-charge chairperson from 2002 to 2003. Her able leadership was followed by Dr. Bhuvana Maheshwari, who led as in-charge chairperson from 2003 to 2004. Next, a crowd favorite and a continued guiding light, Dr. K.R Jalaja infused contagious energy and inspiration steering the department from 2004 to 2013. The mantle was then passed on to Dr. Jeevan Kumar, in charge chairperson from 2013 to 2015. He ensured a smooth progress before entrusting the leadership to our current Director and Dean of Arts, Dr. JyothiVenkatesh. Over 4 decades of excellence, the Centre has established meaningful partnerships through MOUs with prestigious institutions, embassies and consulates. Notable collaborations include partnerships with the French, Russian, Italian and Spanish embassies, as well as the Japan Foundation and JICA. These strategic alliances have significantly enriched the learning community and fostered a vibrant spirit of international cooperation. Through these partnerships, the department has had the privilege of welcoming distinguished native-speaking educators who have made a lasting contribution to our academic community. Among these remarkable individuals, Monsieur Alain Salme, the former director of the Alliance Française de Bangalore, stands out for his memorable tenure teaching French poetry to MA students during the academic year of 1986-87. From its earliest days, the center has constantly hosted thought-provoking seminars, transformative faculty development programs, and international conferences, nurturing a culture of excellence and global perspective. The International Language Fair, dearly known as ILF, our annual cultural highlight, transforms the campus into a living atlas. Each edition themed around cinema, folklore, gastronomy, history, artificial intelligence, and many more current themes brings together the world to us in a single afternoon. ILF has introduced to us Korean pop rhythms and lullabies, German theatre, French mimes, and even the serene grace of the Japanese tea ceremony, embracing diversity, tradition, and innovation, all under one roof. CGL today is home and family to its students, faculty, teaching and non-teaching staff. CGL today is creating global connect since 4 decades.
We are CGL.
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 Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Sister Jaswina. Congrats to the Department of Foreign Languages. Thank you.
It's the late. Thank you. As we strive towards new heights, I now to kindly come forward to the dais to honor our former chairpersons. Firstly, we pay respectful tribute to Dr. SumanVenkatesh, whose dedicated stewardship from 1985 to 2002 was instrumental in nurturing and growing the department during its formative years. Her visionary leadership set a standard of excellence and inspired many to follow in her footsteps. We would like to express our heartfelt gratitude and honor to Dr. Vimala Rama Rao in her absence, who served as in-charge chairperson from 2002 to 2003. Though unable to join us in person today, her significant contributions and steady leadership during her tenure Thank you all for your presence and participation today. I would now request the dignitaries to please take their seat as we proceed towards the symposium on Victor Hugo and Hindu philosophy. Person who would be addressing the gathering.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Distinguished dignitaries who are leaving the dais and of the dais, invitees, my dear students, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, I feel it is a great honor for me for getting this felicitation. These are the days where children are forgetting their parents. This is the situation today. But I am very glad that the department has honored me and my friend Professor Jeevan Kumar and other teachers who took and continued the legacy of Madam SumanVenkatesh. Let me tell you, all other teachers, Madam SumanVenkatesh or Bhuvana Maheshwari or Vimala Ramarao and even Professor Jeevan Kumar, they are all language teachers and faculty of arts. I am from a faculty of commerce. Nothing to do with arts or nothing to do with languages. Therefore, I always call myself accidental chairperson. It was in 2004, one fine day, Honorable Vice-Chancellor Professor Timappa, he called me. Professor, you are anyway Dean and looking after commerce, and Foreign Language Department is situated in the same campus. Please take care. For about 6 months, then we will look for an alternative. That alternative did not come for next 10 years. When I came here, it took 3-4 months for me to understand the working of the department, because I am from a different stream, commerce and management. But then I saw the enthusiasm of two young teachers, Madam JyothiVenkatesh and Mr. Krishna. They were very enthusiastic, sir, we can do something. So I took that. This enthusiasm made me to be more enthusiastic. So all my fellow teachers who were teaching different languages, they were also extending a lot of cooperation. And then we started expanding the department. On this occasion, I should remember the Italian teacher Monica Lisi and Japanese teacher Satoshi Hata. They were the two teachers who promoted Japanese language and Italian language in the department. So when I joined, there were only 4 languages: French, German, Italian, and Japanese. Then seeing the enthusiasm of these my young teachers, I said, why not we expand our department? That is how over a period of time, 10 more languages we added. Today, I am very proud that this is the only center in India which has got 14 languages it can offer. It's the only center. And then, during the tenure of 10 years, we organized several conferences, seminars, and every year we used to organize Japan Habba and then International Language Fair. It was a continuously for the next 8 to 10 years. Then I said no. It was the Department of French to begin with. Then it became Department of Foreign Languages. Then I said no. Since we have expanded, we must change the nomenclature. So then we made it as Center for Global Languages. We applied for this, if we had to take the government permission and all that. 2012, we started the process, and I think 1 month before my superannuation, retirement, the government approved the name Center for Global Languages. And today I'm very happy that Madam JyothiVenkatesh has continued this and taken to a newer heights. So Madam Jyoti is not here, but still we are on. I am very, very happy and congratulate her for getting this international award. And I will tell you that she has made proud of not only this center, the university, Karnataka and India. This is the privilege to get this award, and I wish from this stage to get some more awards for her over a period of time. She has done a very good thing. Then the Center for Global Language is only a first phase. I have a vision that over a period of time it should become Center for Global Languages and Culture. That is the second stage. And funded by the government, the central government and the state government. It should go, the third phase should be, it should be autonomous institution offering 20 languages at least. That was our target, we could not reach. By 2020, we had a target to have 20 languages, but we could do only 14. So in the second stage, funding from the government and expansion. And the third stage, it should be an independent international university. This is how I have some ideas and vision, and I hope the youngsters who later join this department or the center will take it forward. Now, our Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Madam Jalaja, was mentioning that foreign languages, I don't know how it happened. 30 years ago, more than 30 years ago, we integrated French into our hotel management course. Today, National Education Policy 2020 is talking about integration. We did it 35 years back. And later we started Master in Tourism Administration. And Madam SumanVenkatesh is here. She was helping us. She would send the faculty to teach French in our department. Then I started Master in International Business, again integrating foreign languages. So the student of MIB, we call it, Master in International Business, will learn one European language and one Asian language. First year, German or French, alternative. They can choose one course, 1 year. And the third and the fourth semester, they can choose Japanese or Chinese. So along with the domain knowledge, they will have communication, foreign language skills. Today I am very happy that most of the students who did this course, MIB, they are all working in multinational companies in different parts of the world. So that is how, my dear friends here, that every institution has to grow and it should expand. And I conclude, there was one word which I think Madam JyothiVenkatesh mentioned, peace. Today, everywhere there is a disturbance. So I only conclude by quoting Rig Veda, where we may be eating different foods, speaking different languages, wearing different clothes. But let us not forget, we are living under the same sky, breathing the same air, drinking the same water. We must learn to live peacefully and harmoniously, or perish together mercilessly. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We would be looking forward to many more conversations in the department with you. A true guiding light, Dr. K.R. To carry forward the program today, I warmly invite Dr. SumanVenkatesh to share her valuable insights and research on Victor Hugo and Hindu philosophy. Following her presentation, we will have a short question and answer session to engage with her thoughts and ideas. This program will be followed by the cultural events. I request everyone to please stay back. Over to you, ma'am.
ಏನು
ಇದು ಕೆಳಗಡೆದು ನೋಟ್ಸು ಅದು ಬರುತ್ತಾ ಮೇಲೆ?
ಇಲ್ಲ, PDF ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಲ್ಲ.
ಓಕೆ. ಏನು ಆಡಿಯೋ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನೇ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು.
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಡೂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಿರರಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೆ.
ಮಿರರ್ ಬೇಡ, ಡೂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಟ್. ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಅದು ಡೂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್. ಇದೇ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ.
Sorry, till they start. ಆಗುತ್ತಾ?
Ma'am, 1 second. ಆವಾಗಲೇ ತಗೊಂಡಿತ್ತು, ಇವಾಗ ತಗೋತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಓಕೆ, ಪೆನ್ ಡ್ರೈವಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನೀವೇ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡಿ.
ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡಿ.
ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕೊಡಿ.
ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡಿ.
Sorry, ma'am, these technical things in the last.
Yeah. It had picked up. See, look at the back now. I don't know what he did last time. I think they've disconnected it. Okay, he'll give it to you in the thing and you'll see it there. Okay, he'll give you a clicker to change the. Okay. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸುಸ್ತಾಗೋಗಿದೆ. I'll shorten it, yeah. Technical problems. Technical problems. So okay.
Right is to move forward.
Which one?
The right one is to move the screen.
Okay. Hello everyone. Finally, yes? Okay. Finally, we have been able to solve the technical problem, and let me very briefly talk about this amazing topic which is so dear to my heart, not because it is something which has relevance, but it has a very big relevance in my life. As a young student of Karnataka College, my professor K.J. Mahale used to take my classes under, I was the only student with 3 professors, the opposite of what I had. So under the trees, because we didn't have a classroom, and there he was teaching me talking to me about the French Romantic movement and giving a lot of importance to nature, to especially some of the poems of Victor Hugo, which he taught me, inspired me. And I was a young girl and started dreaming about going to France, and which I thought was a distant dream, but thank God that it became a reality. And yeah, just before, around the same time, my father, late Rao Bahadur Saukar of Dharwad, he gave a lecture at the Theosophical Society in Dharwad on the Bhagavad Gita, the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. And it was so impressed me, and I hadn't studied. And then I told him, Appaya nan kalaspek neenu. So he said, sure. And 2 days later, he passed away. And that dream of, wanting to study the Bhagavad Gita, and then I went to France, and the first thing I wanted to see was the Victor Hugo Museum. So afterwards, when I finished my courses, and then I registered for my PhD, my professor Jean Boissel, he asked me, what are your interests? I said, I have 2 interests, Hugo and the Bhagavad Gita. He said, that's the best thing. Go ahead. And that's how my journey with Hugo and started. And yes, it's a fascinating study because the more I still read Victor Hugo's poetry, and the more I read, the more reflections of Hindu philosophy I see. As you heard, in 2018, his great-great-grandson, Jean-Baptiste Hugo, came to meet me in New York, and he was the one who inspired me. He said, we have to publish your work. And he got a publisher for me in Paris, who published the French version. And then, of course, I was struggling, and for so many odd reasons, couldn't. And the other, yes, till the 8th of January, my husband, to whom I have dedicated this book, kept asking me, when are you going to release this book? And 2 days later, he left me and went. But that's... I do want to start this thing, Victor Hugo and Hindu philosophy, tracing back to why Hugo and why talk about Hindu philosophy. Victor Hugo, even his relevance continues till date. Why? Because he was born in a period, that is in the 19th century France, which saw so many good changes culturally, and all of you have heard about the French Revolution, which impacted not only politically but socially, and it was a dynamic period. And it was then that Victor Hugo was born in 1802 and lived to 1885. He saw the different periods of the cultural evolution and the changes in the society, and he and his work have reflected all this. Now, if you think back in the 19th century, thank you, 19th century, there was no contact like what we have today. Even when I was a student in France, contacting my parents in Dharwad, I used to go and sit in the post office for 3 days to make a call. And that too, it was hello, hello, and then it would be done. But today, it's so different. And imagine even 200 years before, there was no communication with the East. There was no communication, or so that was the time when lots of discoveries started, but not the way it's done today, as you all know. So after the French Revolution, and it is after the changes in the governments in France, and Victor Hugo was exiled for political reasons. So that was the beginning of a big change, even in the cultural life of France, meaning to say that it was then that there was discoveries, there were the British had already colonized India, and British had colonized India, and then the Asiatic Society was formed in 1784, and the first Bhagavad Gita was translated, and so it came to the French also found that it was a very interesting period in the discovery, and so not only it was the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads were translated, and it was at that time that, the literary scene in France was also changing. It was at that time that they had, it's called the Romantic period in the literary cycles. And during that time, they were welcoming new ideas, new themes to write. And Victor Hugo, who was the voice of the Romantic period, he started interacting with German scholars and the English scholars, and he started more so with the German scholars who influenced him to look at the Bhagavad Gita and to look at the distant land which was India. So it was then that he was looking at that, but at the same time, he was a socially committed thinker and writer. So his humanism and his lobbying for the human rights for the downtrodden, as those of you who have seen his play or those of you who have read Les Miserables, reflects all his fight for the downtrodden and the underprivileged. So it was then that, it was around that time that he lost his daughter. She was just 16 years old, and when she died, it shook him. And he wanted to understand why this happened. He was more so politically involved. Then suddenly, Victor Hugo became a mystic, meaning to say that he went into the idea of understanding why death and why does it happen and what happens to the soul. All these questions he started asking. And it was this period, I just spoke about this, the Oriental Renaissance, and what's happening? Okay. It was at this time that we had France's intellectual journey to India began. So there was this young 28-year-old, he was not a priest, but he came to India with a mission to find the Zen Avesta, which he couldn't get in Iran. He thought he'll find it in India, and then the Upanishads. Because by that time, some of the travelers would send all the documentation about India, saying that it's a fabulous country steeped in mysticism and a religion which is beyond comprehension. So all these kind of ideas had inspired Anquetil Duperron to go to India. So he came in search of these documents, and he was not even paid by anyone, but he came on his own. And then at that time, in Aurangzeb's court, there was a French doctor whose name was Bernier. And Bernier gave Anquetil Duperron 50 Upanishads. And how did he get them? Aurangzeb's son, Dara Shikoh, was sent to Kashmir, where he worked with the Hindu Pandits to get the Upanishads translated. And then, so he was banished from the court by his father for being what he is. And today, Dara Shikau's tomb is missing somewhere. But Dara Shikau was responsible for giving the Upanishads to Uncle Dupeyron. Dupeyron came back to France, translated them. I mean, it was very gibberish, and then it was not very, very clear. So the only person who thought it was amazing was Schopenhauer. And everyone has heard of Schopenhauer. Schopenhauer was impressed, and he said, this is a very authentic thing, and that's where the whole idea of Hindu philosophy started spreading in Europe and France. Okay, sorry. Okay. Now, Victor Hugo, in his his quest started with trying to understand, first of all, God, and why his daughter had to die, and what has happened to her, how he could communicate with her. And he was a poet. He was well known. He was, given a lot of, how do I say, support, financial support from the court. And he stopped writing for 14 years. And those 14 years, he started researching on the meaning of life, the meaning of death, and what happens to the soul. And which other country other than our own, which can give a better information about this. Because Victor Hugo had rejected all religions. He had read about all the religious texts he could get, but he couldn't get an answer. He couldn't get an answer to his questions. What is death and what is soul? And who are you, he says. Who are you, God? Qui êtes-vous? Dieu superbe, he asks. And that's the beginning of his this thing. So he started looking. So he looked everywhere. He couldn't find any answers in the textbooks. He couldn't find answers in any religion, any organized religion. So that's when he started looking deeper into the meaning of, sorry. Something is gone wrong here. Yeah. So anyway, it's okay. So what happened was, to understand God, when he looked around, that is the first poem I had studied also. That is a small little flower and the sun, they are together. And this flower says to the sun, I have the same brilliance as you, because what you have, I also have. And that was the beginning, trying to understand that the universality of the existence. And yeah, so if you just go through this, he says, dreamers, thinkers, one does not know under what dimensions you have discovered a God, without end, without form. You deny that he is tired and you deny that he sleeps. This God does not have any history. Is he Jewish, Aryan, Hindu, Greek, Parsi, etc.? So this is how he started looking for answers and trying to find God. Now, yeah. So then it's not very clear that he had a copy of the Bhagavad Gita, though I asked Jean-Baptiste to go and look in his Victor Hugo's library, because to see if he had the Bhagavad Gita, because as I will show you that he has taken lots of references, literally the images of the Vishwarupa that we see in the Bhagavad Gita are found in Victor Hugo's poetry. So it's a dilemma, and so some of the critics, some of the writers believe that it was his secret weapon that he had hidden somewhere and he was using it. So this is then God is in everything, everything is in God. So this again reflects the Bhagavad Gita chapter verse 8. Yeah. Then we see images, so many images. I mean, I have just chosen a few, but there are so many references to what is said in the Gita. And this, so especially this one, God, the loving center of the world, with his divine fibers join all the threads of all the roots, and his kindness is the same to a worm as to a seraph. Yeah. And the happy creation intertwines everything, clarity and haze, spirit and body, in the God with ineffable harmony, as everything is unity, a happy or sad. Next. So, Victor Hugo was not happy with, sticking to one myth or one mythology. He has used multiple mythologies. But then what was very interesting was that he has taken this allegory from the Kena Upanishad. Now, this allegory, if most of you know it, or if you don't know it, I'll just narrate it very briefly. This is Kena Upanishad is trying to explain who God is. Who is God? God is the unknown. So the students ask questions. Who is it who helps me think? Who is it who helps me hear? Who is it? Yeah. Okay. Who is it who makes me think and hear and speak and all the senses? Who makes it work? It is then that Hugo, since the teacher says, if you do not understand, there is some very strong force beyond our recognition which is there, beyond what the senses can understand is there, which the students couldn't understand when he explained. So this allegory was created. And the allegory is the Agni, Vayu and Indra are divinized. They are divine. They were all demigods anyway. So they are showing their prowess, all three of them, saying, I am stronger, I can burn everything, I can blow everything, and I can see everything. That's what the three of them said. Then suddenly there is a blade of grass which is thrown in front of them, and then they hear a voice, and then a brilliant light, and then a voice which says, okay, destroy it. And they cannot move it. So then Indra says, oh, I am the most intelligent, I can see it. But no, he couldn't. Then he hears a voice which says, the senses cannot see it, the senses cannot know it, and you cannot understand me through your senses. And then it disappears. The voice disappears, and it is a light. So you know what it is. So this allegory Victor Hugo has used to show how difficult it is or how impossible it is to comprehend God. To comprehend, so he has written, it's the name of the poem that he has written is Supremacy, La Supremacy, and it's in, yes. So you see, this is the poem, and he has used this specifically to understand God, to make people understand that it's not easy and it's not with the senses or your intellect that you can understand God. Then he then wrote, of course I forgot to mention that all along his books and this thing, he has used Indian names of gods and images. There are plenty of them. But I am sticking only to the philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads, which are reflected in his poetry. And yeah, so this, then he thought, that God cannot be understood. The only way is to see go to the next one. So God exists within man, not confined to churches or religions. God is our own creation that we have created and put them in temples or mosques or this thing. So he says God is not faith, man is. God is omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. And that is where the idea of microcosm and macrocosm comes. And then God is beyond the universe and infinity. So that is what we saw in the Kena Upanishad allegory. And God is one source of all, He's in everything. But he said nature, the idea of nature defines everything. And what is this? You reduce it to the least possible volume, and while conserving everything of which it is composed, you have man. You expand it, you see God. So where does this come from? Where does this idea come from? This is Advaita Vedanta. So that is what we have, I have tried to show all along, that it is not anything else but the Advaita Vedanta that he's talking about. Then the other, then there are a lot of parallels that I have shown, and then he comes to God as light. Now, even in all the religions of the known religions of the world, light is something which is divinized. God, and we very clearly, we start with Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Satsang. So for us, it's a very natural thing to think that light meaning not this light, but the light in nature is nothing but God. It's God's creation. And Victor Hugo has used it in another, taken one idea from the Yajur Veda. He says, Dieu n'a qu'un front lumière, qu'un nom amour. God has only one facade, that is light, and only one name, that is love. So this we can see very clearly from where he has got this idea, that is from the Katha Upanishad. So it is, okay. Then he said that man cannot exist without the idea, without Brahma, then meaning the Supreme Soul. And you can, so coming back to what I was saying earlier, that it is Advaita Vedanta which is reflected in his philosophy, and because it is a non-dualistic philosophy. And again, when we go to the next aspect, I have also researched a lot on the all the different Upanishads to find the reflections that the ideas that Victor Hugo has borrowed. So it's I find so many quotes from the Chandogya Upanishad, the Katha Upanishad, and then he has not used the Mandukya Upanishad, but there are references to when he talks about there are references to the Mandukya Upanishad also. And so he very clearly is trying to describe God and doesn't find any in his poetry he doesn't find any plausible explanation how to describe God. So it's very close to our concept of neti, neti, neti. So that means God is not this, God is not that, and God is not this. So that idea is also reflected in many of his poems. And so he talks about I thought this was the most appropriate mantra which explains that everything is God's creation, and at the same time he transcends everything. So Om Purnamadam Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So that is, the Creator is perfect, His creation is perfect, and from this perfect, the perfect arises. Even after creation, the Creator remains perfect and He is complete. So we think that, so we cannot say that God has created and He has, that it is complete. No. He's created, but His creation is there, but at the same time He is complete and He is there. He's not given part of Himself. That is that is the idea in this. And I thought that this was the most appropriate thing to talk about when I read some of Hugo's poetry. This is what came to my mind. So now, when you talk about God and then the human being, we talk about our soul, the human soul. So there are hundreds of poems on the human soul. The soul, as we have seen, is a spark of God, as we say, as Hugo says, or the philosophies say. And only Hugo was the first one to believe that the our theory of karma, or that means there is rebirth. And rebirth awaits every human, every mortal being, or everything that is born has to die, but it will be born again. It's a very normal concept for us. But in the religion that he was born in, or what he had studied, this idea did not exist at all, that it was dead and gone. Your soul, there's no question of the soul also. That is when it was, then since he was a firm believer in the transmigration of the souls. He was one of the first to write about it. He did that more so when he lost his daughter. He looked at the tapping tables, and he studied Kabbalism. Then he also met with Andrew Weil, who talked to him about rebirth and all. So he was one of the earliest ones to talk about rebirth. Now, to show this, what he has done is, in his poem, Cirque de la Bouche d'Ombre, it is part of his thing, he gives an idea of what happens to the soul, what happens to each soul, and he has created a ladder of beings, meaning to say that if you do good, you go up, if you do bad, you come. So many other critics also believe that it was the Manav Dharma Shastra, Manu's laws, which he had read, and they were translated at that time. So that is what he has. So if you see this, it says, the soul has a glimpse from a distance of the eternal light. In the tree it quivers, and without light and without sight, still feels in the breeze something from the skies. In the stone it crawls, immobile and silent. It is witness to its fall. And the hard rock which rolls thinks, I am Octavius. So Octavius, because of whatever deeds, he has come down to the level of a stone. And the wretched thistle we tread on cries at our heels, I am Attila the giant. And the earthworm in the depths of the charnel house and gnawing an infected and dark skull says, I am Cleopatra. So this gives a very morbid idea of the descent of the soul, and it all so very clearly shows our own belief of the theory of karma. And then he was also very critical about religions, organized religions, and so he has written this very interesting this thing. He says that one can imagine God as a bookseller spreading out old samples of his books in some part of the universe on the K of nothingness. So he's selling books old. So in this thing, I didn't find this thing, but it was the Vedas, the Eddas, and different things. So ultimately, he continued to express his firm belief that whatever the organization, especially what the religion he was born in, did not logically fit into his scheme of thinking and his philosophy. So then we come to this, what is his position? Is he Western Panth? Because he believed that nature was his Bible. He went back to nature to understand God. And so there we come to the question, was he a pantheist, Western pantheism? I've simplified it to make us understand. Is it Spinoza's God was nature? Whereas Eastern pantheism, we have the Advaita Vedanta where we talk about Brahma and Atma. So, yeah. So, Western approach to this is that it is monotheistic. Orthodoxies reject pantheism. God is often separate from creation, limited acceptance of multiple paths to the divine. Whereas the Eastern approach, pantheism, is natural and unquestioned. All forms of access to the divine are valid. And then this brings Hugo closer to the Hindu approach in his thing. So in conclusion, Hugo's concept of God is unknown and hidden. He rejects religious formalism and seeks pure divinity beyond forms. Nature to him is the true Bible. Everything comes from it and goes back to it. And then his Upanishadic perspective that Brahman is the ultimate reality, transcending all forms yet present in all, described as neti, neti, neti. Yeah. So in this, Hugo wrote at the end that an emptiness, mysterious porches open to the infinite, depth inside to a light. So this is again the concept of find the truth and the light within yourself. So where meditation and comes into this thing. So he mirrors the Hindu concepts. He mirrors the Hindu concepts which are truth and light found within oneself, and the unity of the microcosm and the macrocosm. Taking all these points, in my book, I have given lots of examples and quoted from Hugo and the Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita. And I have come to the conclusion that the influences are very evident, whether the French critics believe it or not, and that it is the Hindu influence. The only person who really thought that what I had written made sense was his great-grandson, Jean-Baptiste, and he said, yes, Suman, we have to make the world know about this. And I hope it's too big a topic, too heavy a topic, so the kids, I'm sure, would have been bored and not understood what I have been talking about. But anyway, this has been my passion, and I'm very happy to share it with you all. And thank you. So this is the book. This is the book which I'll be able to give some of you all. There's still, yes. Some as expected, the printer didn't have enough copies. He sent me these copies late last night, and my BP shot up, and was worried. But anyway, it's come. So it will be available, but right now I have a few copies to distribute. Thank you. Thank you very much. Any questions, anyone? Yeah. They were translated into French, and you see, the first Gita was translated by Wilkins in 1784, and then 1785, Jean-Baptiste Parot, he translated it into French. So there was, and then Bournouf was another important person who translated many of the major Hindu texts into French. And then around that time, also there was the German scholars who came and settled in Paris. After their study in India, instead of going back to Germany, they stayed in France, in Paris. And they, Langley, and there were quite a few, they started a center, Sanskrit center, and a chair for Sanskrit was established in Paris, and so that means in the Sorbonne, and so texts were getting translated, and so then there were these salons where these rich ladies used to hold salons, literary salons, where all these poets and these as you call them, Orientalists, would meet, and they would give them ideas. So in fact, Victor Hugo's publisher, Lacroix, had sent him documents related to the Vedas. And though he does not anywhere acknowledge it, and his great-great-grandson also feels that we have to get somehow some hold of this. So his librarian also worked with me to see if Victor Hugo's librarian, most of his books and whatever he worked are all housed in the English channels, the Guernsey, and there's a museum there, etc. So there, we didn't find any except Macpherson's History of India and stuff like that. But very interestingly, Jean-Baptiste sent me a picture of a statue which was in his bedroom. And then I didn't know what it was. I took it to the Arsha Vidya Gurukulam in Pennsylvania, and they said it is Ardhanareshwari. So the connections were there. The Chinese connections are very clearly seen. He has got Chinese art and everything there. But this one is a discovery for everyone. So he had a lot of access, as it seems. And as these writers and philosophers, they have their own circle of people who help them. So that's where he must have got access to a lot of Indian. Okay. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Yes, now I'm too loud. Yes, madam, that was a most brilliant comparison that you did. You need many claps for that. That was brilliant, simply brilliant.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So this comparison that you did with Hugo's writings and your understanding of Hindu philosophy. So part one would be, did you think that Hugo was a secularist in the way that he approached his form of religion, which seemed closer towards animism, pantheism as you call it? And two, in the study of Victor Hugo and delving into the Hindu scriptures, would you call yourself a secularist?
Yeah. Very interesting questions. Yes. Victor Hugo, as I said, yes, he did not believe in any religion. He did not believe in any organized religions which existed then. And he rejected every dogma which was proposed to him. And so that way his own belief was that you find whatever you're looking for deep within you. And that reflects our philosophy. So I'm not a secularist. I am very much a Hindu. And I believe very strongly in the Advaita Vedanta. And I believe that the journey that we all have to undergo, it is here, not in the books, not in this thing. So I believe that in that way I am a Hindu and not a Sikh. Okay.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಮೇಡಮ್. ಬಹುತೇಕ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ವಾಕ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋದಾದರೆ, ಹಿಂದೂ ಅದ್ವೈತ ವೇದಾಂತ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೂಗೋ ಅವರ ಮೇಲೆ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಬೀರ್ತು, ಆ ಪರಿಣಾಮದ ಫಲವಾಗಿ ಅವರು ಕಾವ್ಯವನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ರಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ತುಂಬ ಸಂಕ್ಷಿಪ್ತವಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ವಿವರಿಸಿದಂತಹ ಸುಮನ್ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಮಿಸ್ ಉಮಾ ಮಹೇಶ್ವರಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ಅವರು ಮುಂದಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳ ಒಂದು ವಿವರ ಮತ್ತು ನಿರೂಪಣೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we are going to move into the second part of our Victor Hugo celebrations, the Literary Fest. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, respected faculty members, members of the alumni, dear students and lovers of literature. On behalf of our Dean, Faculty of Arts and Director, Central for Global Languages, Bengaluru City University, Dr. JyothiVenkatesh, I warmly welcome you all to the Literary Festival organized by the Center for Global Languages as part of the 40th anniversary celebration. Our theme for today's fest is, as you all know, Victor Hugo, the great French writer whose works ranging from plays to poetry have inspired generations across the world. Today we come together to honor his vision through drama, art and creativity. So to start with, we are going to have a short play. To begin this play, we have to travel back in time to 1830, when Victor Hugo's Hernani, the play Hernani, shook the stage and marked the dawn of romantic drama in France. It's a play full of passion, honor, love, rebellion and destiny. We are proud to present a short play adaptation of Hernani, performed by the talented team from the Department of French, St. Joseph's University, bringing Hugo's spirit alive for us today. Can we have more claps here, please? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together once again for the cast of Hernani.
Bonjour tout le monde. We are students of St. Joseph's University and we are showcasing an excerpt of the play Hernani by Victor Hugo. The characters of the skit are Donna Soul, a noble woman who is caught between duty and love. Hernani, who is an outlaw and is passionately in love with Donna Soul. Don Carlos, who is the king and later becomes Emperor Charles V. Don Rui Gomez, who is Donna Soul's uncle. He's proud and vengeful. And I, Urbina, am the narrator. All of them are rivals and want to marry Donna Soul. But Donna Soul truly loves Hernani. Scene 1, Secret Meeting. A balcony at night, Donna Soul paces. Scene 2, The Oath. A marriage is fixed between Rui Gomez and Donna Soul. Hernani infiltrates the wedding and reveals himself. Amidst the chaos, Don Carlos abducts Donna Soul. Inside Don Rui Gomez's hall, Hernani, cornered, faces him.
I swear. Know this all, and I vow to give you my life.
Scene 3, Triumph and Marriage. Don Carlos, now emperor, approves the marriage between Hernani and Dona Sol. In a bright hall, bells ring. Dona Sol is in white wedding gown, Hernani by her side. Don Carlos, now emperor, raises his hand.
Now repay your debt.
I am ready. Adieu, mon amour.
He drinks poison. Don Rui Gomez stands, proud yet broken.
That was indeed a very powerful performance. Now I request the cast to come back on the stage. We have H. Shashti as Hernani. Let's give them a big hand. Saukya Vasishtha as Dona Sol. Karthik Mahesh as Don Rui Gomez. Nayanika Verma as Don Carlos. Arbina Thapa as the narrator. We also have with us their media members, Abir Safia Hiram and Remy Susan Paul. Let's give the cast and crew another big round of applause for bringing Hugo's timeless words to life on stage. Now we move on to the second event that you have all been eagerly waiting for. The display of the video and poster competition entries and the announcement of the prizes. Are you all ready? I can't hear you. Great. Okay, great, I can hear you. That's good. All right, so Victor Hugo once wrote, "A writer is a world trapped in one person, in a person." Our students have tried to capture this world of Victor Hugo through video and poster competition entries inspired by his poems and his famous quotes. We had enthusiastic participation from various prestigious colleges across Bengaluru like Mount Carmel College, JyothiVenkatesh College and Seshatripuram College, main college. Now, let's sit back and enjoy the display of the creative entries that celebrated Hugo's poetry in visual and digital form.
Oh, combien de marins, combien de capitaines qui sont partis joyeux pour des courses lointaines, dans ce morne horizon se sont évanouis. Combien ont disparu, dure et triste fortune, dans une mer sans fond, par une nuit sans lune, sous l'aveugle océan à jamais enfoui. Combien de patrons morts avec leurs équipages. L'ouragan de leur vie a pris toutes les pages, et d'un souffle il a tout dispersé sur les flots. Nul ne saura leur fin dans l'abîme englouti. Chaque vague en passant, dans l'ombre et dans l'oubli, semble les engloutir en de sombres sanglots. La mer est un linceul, la tombe est sans épitaphe. Pas de croix dans ces flots où le navire s'abîme. On ne met pas de fleurs au sommet de l'abîme, et rien ne reste là qu'un souffle épars et vague, et qu'un bruit effrayant qui se mêle à la vague, le vent, sombre joueur, qui siffle dans les bois. Et quand, par les beaux soirs de flammes et d'harmonie, la mer est calme et dort sous l'azur infini, on oublie ceux qui sont sous les vagues enfouis. Le promeneur s'assied sur la falaise haute. Il dit « Comme la mer est belle, comme on ôte ses douleurs à la vie en respirant ses nuits. Où sont-ils, les marins sombres dans les nuits noires? Ô flots, que vous savez de lugubres histoires? Où vont-ils ces vaisseaux qui sombrent dans vos seaux? Où vont-ils ces oiseaux perdus dans vos espaces? Un instant ils brillaient, ils ont franchi vos nasses, et l'océan, immense, efface tous les noms.
Salut! Voyons l'homme du poème célèbre de Victor Hugo. Les enfants du pauvre. Prenez garde à ces petits êtres. Il est bien grand, il contient Dieu. Les enfants chantent, rondinette, des lumières dans les ciels bleus. Dieu nous les offre en sagesse. Ils viennent, Dieu nous en fait don. Dans le rire, il met sa sagesse. Et dans le baiser sans pardon. Leur douce clarté nous effleure. Hélas, le bonheur en leur droit. Si l'enfant, le paradis pleure. Et le ciel tremble, si l'enfant, la misère de l'innocence. Qu'use l'homme des sciences. L'homme tient l'engeance en puissance. Oh, quel tonnerre fondation! Quand Dieu, cherchant cet être fait, coup dans l'ombre où nous sommes, il nous envoie avec des ailes, les retrouve avec des lions. Merci de votre écoute.
Let's give them all a big hand. They have really done a wonderful job. Next, we move on to the winners of poster making competition. We have 3 prizes and 2 consolation prizes. It was a very tough decision by the jury to really decide because all of them are really good, as you all would have seen the posters there. A lot of work has gone in. We start with the first consolation prize. The first consolation prize goes to Mohammad Faizan Nawaz of St. Joseph's University. May I request Dr. D. Jeevan Kumar to give away the prize. Again, a representative here.
The winners are here?
Karthik is taking the prize on behalf of Mohammad Faizan. The second consolation prize goes to Bindu M of Seshatribram Main College. Let's give her a big hand. Bindu. I think Bindu is not here. Anyone else from Seshatribram College can collect the prize on her behalf? Okay, we move on to the third prize for the poster making competition It goes to Fatin Imran of JyothiVenkatesh College. Fatin Imran. JyothiVenkatesh. Okay. Next we have the winner of the second prize, Shreya Mukakshi, Mount Carmel College. Shreya Mukakshi. Let's give Shreya a big hand. She is here to collect the prize. Oh, HOD. Okay. Okay. We have the HOD to collect the prize on her behalf. Thank you, ma'am. Now the first prize goes to Anne Valamattam of Mount Carmel College. Let's give her a big hand. Anne Valamattam of Mount Carmel College. So ma'am is collecting another prize, the proud HOD of Mount Carmel College. Lots of prizes. Congratulations. So all the winners and participants, everyone will receive an e-certificate which will be sent to them soon. Now, with this, we come to the end. As Victor Hugo wrote, laughter is sunshine, it chases winter from the human face. It warms our heart to see the radiant faces of all the proud winners here. May your passion for literature and art continue to shine. A warm thank you to all of you. Merci. Thank you, Suman ma'am, for giving away the prize.